So I was watching this video. I think this woman is a Kenyan TikTok content creator who was talking about women being careful about fake feminism.
Toxic femininity, like literally. Half of the people, of the women who are calling themselves feminists are not really feminists. These are wounded women, people who've been wounded so badly by men that now they hate all sorts of men. And now they're parading and talking about the fact that they're feminists. Okay? So I got this idea from one of the posts I did. Was it last week? I did a post about men.
Okay. Let me pick up from there. I've always had this feeling whenever I watch a video of a woman sharing her advice, trying to get other women to think the way she thinks. She paints images that she wants other women to capture. Oh, you see, men are this way, men are that way. To get this kind of treatment, do this kind of, have this kind of attitude, have this kind of behavior, to get this kind of outcome, put in this kind of, effort. Oh, don't cook for him, don't wash his clothes, you're not his maid. Don't take care of the household. Don't, give him any action if he doesn't give you certain things that you have asked for. It gives me this impression that here's a woman who has failed at keeping the love of her life, quote unquote. Whatever man she loved enough to accept into her life disappointed her. He came in, he took advantage of her naivety and gullibility, sold her a bunch of castles in the air, a lot of lies, twisted her idea of what a man is, put her in a very, very disadvantaged position where she doubts herself. She doesn't trust that any man can be good out there. As far as she's concerned, all the men that she has met have done her dirty, so therefore every other male is a suspect. When a woman refuses to, abide by customs, tradition that says if you have male figures, allow them vet the men you give yourselves to. If you have a father in your life, if you have an elder brother in your life, if you have uncles, if you have cousins that are male, introduce them to the men that you are opening yourself up to so they can help you vet them. These men in your life stand a higher chance of helping you weed out the bad actors, filter out the fake promises that will come from these men that you open yourself to. If you are in a relationship with a man and you're not able to introduce him to your male role models in your life, your uncles, your leaders, the leaders that you listen to and respect, if you can't take these men that you quote unquote love to them for scrutiny or for just have a sit down, have a one-on-one, let them pick the brains of these men that you're about to open yourself to. If you can't do that, you have a rude awakening. You will become a sad tale, a sad sub-story. You would probably come online and share how men did you dirty because you refused to accept the protection that comes naturally from the men that are supposed to have the best interest for you. The men that have the best interest for you will tell you the truth about whoever you're about to open yourself to. But you refuse that guidance, you refuse that protection, and then you expose yourself to wolves in sheep clothing. And then when they end up doing you dirty, you come online and cry, woe is me, men are terrible, all men are terrible, and because I failed in keeping the man I opened myself to, I will make it my life's work to destroy faith in men. Every other woman must think like me. Even though they are yet to experience the trauma, I would use my trauma to paint a particular narrative, a particular picture about men, and make all men get hated across all platforms. That way, Since I'm not able to get a man, no other woman should be able to get a man, because if they all behave and think like me, which is a very repulsive attitude to have toward men, all women will stay out of relationships, and that way I won't be left out. Because if I don't piss in the pool, if I don't mess it up for other women, I will watch other women who are smart and wise get hitched, get married, get children, and I will be left with my feminine behind, with my feminist mind, left to watch them be happy on social media. How dare them find a man while I am not able to find a man? It would be better that both of us, all women worldwide, are not able to find a good man than for only I to be the one to suffer the trauma of having opened myself up to the wrong man and he take me for granted. He used me and dumped me, quote unquote. Now, let's talk about using and dumping. Any man who is not ready to be serious enough to visit your household, the household that formed the mindset that you call your own way of thinking, any man who approaches you, comes close to you, and drags his feet regarding visiting your home to see your mom, to see your dad, to see your siblings, what kind of household, what kind of background is she from? Any man who delays in going to find out what household you are coming out from, the chances are very high that he's really not about to take you serious. Because if he's really a man's man, if he's a man, if he's what I call a man, he would be interested in how much of a good mother you can be to his children. And he would know that the household that you come out from is going to be a direct reflection on the kind of household you are about to create for him. The dynamics between your mother and your father might be the dynamics you will replicate between you and him. So it will be in his best interest to go see what kind of tree this fruit fell from, because the apple rarely falls far from the tree. If a man is not willing to expose himself to your family, chances are he wants to keep the relationship hush hush so he can do whatever he wants to do, get it over with, and move to the next person. So the whole issue of being used and dumped is you audition for a role and you end up watching that role being given to someone else. You thought you were going to be his wife, you allowed him to take advantage of you, and now you see him rolling with another chick and it's pissing you off, aka used and dumped. But let's go back to the men. As a man, if you find yourself around a young woman who tickles your fancy and you're picking an interest in her, the first step to show you are very serious and committed is to cut the crap, go straight to the point, cut her. Dating is a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of money. Go to the parents, hang around the parents, hang around the household, have a feel of what her upbringing was like, have a feel of what her environment is like, what shaped her mind, find out what shaped her thoughts, her consciousness, find out the kind of software that is running in the machine, so that before you go too far, you will know whether or not it's a go, it's a good deal, it's worth your investment, it's worth your time. You don't meet a young woman, spend time knowing each other, take each other for granted, see each other finish, use each other for fun, and then at the end of the day, oh, it's not working, then you break up. Now that's an indirect way of practicing polygamy. If you're a man and you have any guts in you and you're a polygamist, you would approach a lady with honesty from the very beginning and say, hey, I'm actually not a one man, one woman kind of man. I am for polygamy. I am to have a large household with multiple wives in it. If you are capable of having me alongside other sister wives, then we can, go from here. But if you're not capable, I'd rather not waste your time. Polygamy is the most honest form of relationship that I can see a man get into. If a man is going to meet a young woman and tell her, oh, you're the only one for me, you're the only apple in my, whatever, the only sugar in my tea, and lie to her that she's the only one that tickles your fancy, gets you aroused, gets you sexually attracted, then that's the most dishonorable version of a man that you would become. Monogamy is not natural. Monogamy is programming. Monogamy is, brainwashing. It creates a dynamic in that relationship that, deteriorates the relationship between the male and the female. Polygamy keeps you on your toes as a man. Polygamy keeps you on your toes as a woman. Nobody in a polygamous relationship will relax knowing that there are other people to worry about. If you're a man and you have multiple women, you would make sure your money is straight. You won't be struggling and go practice polygamy. You would make sure you're financially stable and your children are going to be cared for from all mothers. You won't have a favorite. You would treat them as equitably as possible. And that in itself is a challenge. So you would be at your A game. If you're a woman in a polygamous setting, you would do everything within your power not to come across as lazy, not to come across as, letting yourself go. You would do everything within your power to stay respectful, to remain peaceful, to remain cordial, courteous, and understanding. The fastest way to develop your mind as a human being, period, is to put yourself in situations where your selfishness gets diminished over time. If you put yourself in a situation where you have to think about yourself, care about yourself, only worry about your own needs and what you want and how happy you are and all that, then it's only a matter of time and the hedonistic tendencies of the natural, lazy, human, slavish mind will kick in. And then you begin to leech off of people, parasitize relationship, and use people and dump them when you're done. Male and female included. Okay? So back to how this conversation started. A lot of women come online and cry foul. Oh, feminism. Oh, I'm a girl's girl. Women supporting women hate all men. Women supporting women. You have to ask the man for money before you date him. Make him, make your nails and your hair and da 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 da. Oh, listen. That woman lost a very dear loved one, someone close to her heart that she probably gave her mind, her soul, her body to. And now her payback for society is, if I can't get a man, no woman will get a man. So she comes online to cry foul. Men rarely do that. Men rarely come online to say, oh, women are trash, stay away from all women. The men would naturally say, oh, my wife did this to me, she did that to me. Oh, my girl did this to me, she did that to me. A specific woman. Go into the comment section, other men will come and say, oh, I've experienced that. Oh, it's happened multiple times. Oh, and then you have a few who conclude that, oh, all women are like that. My dear, not all women are like that. You chose the one you chose and you didn't vet her properly because you didn't take it seriously. It was a game to you. A relationship is not a joke. You don't play with commitment. You don't play with who you spend the most of your time with. You don't play with whose energy is going to be intertwined with your energy. You don't play with whose presence you're going to spend the rest of your life around. Whose life you're going to literally build your own life around. You don't play with that. So when you find yourself in a situation where a man or a woman does you dirty, you go to the mirror and ask yourself, where did I go wrong? Where did I miss it? What did I do wrong? It's never anyone's fault. No matter how bad the situation ended, it is never anyone's fault. There's always something you could do that you didn't do. There's always something you shouldn't have done that you did. So I reiterate. So I end this rant or podcast or whatever this is. It takes one to know one. There has to be something fundamentally wrong in you for you to come online and try to create an impression that someone else is wrong or bad. It takes one to know one. There is something broken in you for you to come online and say everyone is broken. You can't be peaceful, at peace, and then come online and say, oh, everywhere is chaos. That's not true. So whenever you set that camera, set your intention and choose your words and record it and put it online, know that that's a testament, that's a report card of who you are. That's you telling the world what your heart is like. You are creating an impression about you, not whoever you're talking about, not whatever you're addressing, but you. It is an impression about you. Your face and voice is stamped to that energy that you're putting out there. So think about it. If you have listened to this point, what do you take away? If you're a woman, do everything within your power to make sure that your household is a solid household. If there is quarrel between your mom and your dad, do your best to see how you can be a mediator for peace. If there's quarrel between your siblings, do the best you can to be a mediator for peace. Your household background is more important than you think. If a man is getting married to you, he's marrying your entire family. He's going to be in a relationship with them till death do both of you part. So do your best to invest in having a good, solid background. Even as a child, there are things you can do, there are roles you can play to help your parents get along, to help your siblings get along. If you're a man, the same applies to you. Because you're not going to burden anyone's daughter with a shitty mother-in-law, or a shitty father-in-law, or a shitty brother-in-law, or a shitty sister-in-law. Do your best to make charity begin at home, sort yourself out at home, before burdening anyone else with a long-term relationship. So, look inward. If you really want a good relationship with any male, female, look inward, fix yourself. What is wrong with me? What is it in me that would make me attract a wrong person? What vibration am I vibrating in that will make the match I attract someone who is not okay? How do I fix my vibration so that naturally, by law of vibration, I am on a particular frequency where I align with someone who is good for me? You can't be bad and meet someone who is good. You guys don't even exist on the same plane of existence. Your frequencies are different. It's like two different radio stations. You're blasting a particular frequency whenever you open your mouth. They're blasting a particular frequency when they open their mouth. You can't be together except you're equally yoked. You have to align to attract in the first place. If you see someone doing you dirty, that's because there's something dirty about you. Like attract. You get what you deserve. You are who your partner is in the opposite gender form. If you're a good person, you will have a good person. If you're a bad person, you can't escape it. You will get a bad person. So rather than focusing on who is out there and the caliber of people out there, focus on the caliber of person you are being. Who are you? What can you change about your personality, about your attitude, about your character? What have people complained about? What have you seen that you can fix, that can be better? If you spend your days, if you spend 3 years, if you spend 5 years on that mission, by the time you're done, you'd be like a beautiful butterfly emerging from the chrysalis. You would have transformed your caterpillar crawling loser life into a beautiful flying, soaring, amazing heaven on earth experience, both for you, your partner, your children, and posterity, your family. Everyone will be proud to associate with you, and you will never regret it. That's my 2 cents on the topic. Virgil Anesha, aka DJ Provo. Catch you in the next episode.